my guy, what's good?
What's the word, Lidge?
Everything is everything. Got a series of questions. You ready?
You already know that, man.
Let's go. First question. Do you remember the first time you actually got paid for a battle? How much was it? And what did you spend that bread on?
um, yeah, man. Actually, in my city, I think we started off from a space where creating your character and growing your brand was important. I see a lot of that coming into the game now, where people are taking the time to get a name for themselves at home first before they try to branch out. And it was kind of like necessary for us to do that. So I can remember it was actually, I wasn't the main event, but I was hearing talks, and I've been rapping for free for quite some time. So I was hearing talks that the main event on this specific card was getting paid. It was actually Geans versus Skip Jones, one of my guys from my hometown. Big battle too. I mean, we were drawing a crazy crowd, so you could imagine that we looking at the venue and we like, damn, y'all getting a little bit of cheese, man. Like, I mean, they ended up giving me like $500. And this was like early on. Now, I mean, I didn't take that as my standard for where I would be paid, for remaining, because I honestly continued to rap for free a lot longer after that happened. But that was my first time getting paid, and it felt good as shit. You know what I mean? So as far as what I spent it on, shit, I think we went to the club. Like we had a ball. I was young, bro. I was.
No, that's awesome, man. Next question. What is battle rap politics? Can you give a clear example of it?
Battle rap politics to me, by definition, is being able to maneuver through structure. And I say that saying that there is no specific structure that's universal, but when you get tied into a format, anyone's format, any platform's format, being able to maneuver through that without it being based solely on your talent is politics. We know from the beginning that it's not always what you know. Sometimes it's who you know. Now, I mean, that's politics. Um, I don't want to get no specific names for real, like, but just as an example, somebody that can get bigger or better, even more consistent plates that isn't as consistently good as someone else, just based off of a relationship that they had. I mean, that happens all the time, I think.
Insurance in battle rap, is that something that should happen where you're in a league's building, something happens to you, should you be covered for that?
Like if I'm like, is the venue liable for my injury? Is that the question?
No, I mean, just something happens, you're being paid to come there, you're working under their time, but something happens to you. A fight breaks out. You may get struck with something, hit with a bottle, or you have to go to the hospital. Should they be, responsible for that like any other job that you do?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Battle rap is, as much as it is a job in a business, I think a lot of the politics, even within the peers, is based solely on individualism. Now, I mean, so a lot of what happens to you is something that happens to you, and really being liable as a league, as a venue, as an event holder is very, very tough for me to take responsibility for you getting what is coming to you. I mean, if you decide to bring it to my space, to my venue, to wherever I'm conducting business, I can only go so far to, stop another. It's on you, man. Like I really think the responsibility, if I'm at a venue, and I'm thinking about me specifically, if I'm at a venue and I got real life shit going on, if I know that I ain't got no goddamn business here, whatever may be the case, when it happens, and I knew it was gonna happen before I left my fucking house. You know what I mean? More often than not, when I got, cause I'm from Cincinnati. We be in a venue damn near ready to fight every time it's a Cincinnati event. You know what I mean? If it's serious enough, If it's serious enough, I'm waking up like, yeah, it's battle day. I'm putting my shoes on. My shoes, though, you feel me? I'm not stepping today. I'm coming to the battles with the intent to let a nigga know I want to watch rap, but something could happen today. And that doesn't happen at the venue. That doesn't get created once the event starts. That's something that you probably had brewing over time. That's something that you probably brought to the venue. You know that. You liable for yourself there.
What will it take for the women to gain a higher earning, or somewhere where they feel comfortable, excuse me, comfortable to where it like evens out or gets close to what they feel the men are getting? What would it take for the women to get that bag?
As for financially, shit, bro. I really just, and I don't mean to come off sexist ever, but I think gender wars always do anyway. So I just want to like, I don't think that women bring as much, to the culture, just because it's not as many high caliber rapping as women. I'm not trying to be, you know what I mean? I'm just serious. If I took my top guys and I matched them up, like, I'm not talking about a 10-person matchup, though. I'm talking about till we ain't got no more. You feel me? Give me all of the most fire. You feel me? We gonna run out of women a lot sooner than we gonna run out of men. So I'm not talking about let's put a 5-person card together and see what happens. Cause it's 5 fire ass women. It's 10, it's 20. But it's a lot of niggas that impress the masses though. Know what I mean? And with that being said, I think even more importantly, it's a lot of guys that have made that million view step. Now I mean, promotionally, when we talk marketability, that's all important. I don't see a lot of women that could be like their claim to fame is like, I'm $1 million view battle. Like, are you though? And why not though? You feel me? Because even some of the best female rappers, battle rappers, are not doing 1 million views. And it's just a connotation, I think, that goes on along with the demographic. Same with, I mean, the WNBA versus the NBA. I mean, we can't say that those girls can't hoop. They ball it, and they got commercials. I mean, and they got endorsements. I think that these are just avenues that cater to the male. You know what I mean, being prominent. I think that battle rap, sports, unfortunately, they masculine, know what I mean, avenues. Like the women in here, we like, oh yeah, she be with the guys. That's my, and some of them that's not, she be with the guys. They have to overdo their femininity in order to get it through. And I don't think that just ever cater the way that the men do in battle rap.
Give me a time where something was very serious going on with you while you were preparing material for a battle, and did it affect you at all in that performance?
My last 2 battles were crazy. Not like most, I'm sorry. Last 2 battles are 2020. So I battled Big Chauncey at the end of 2020. The battle actually happened on October the 9th. And I lost my brother on October the 8th. You know what I mean? So I literally didn't even want to go to the battle. Like, if you watch the battle and you catch my energy, I was I was straggling, bro. Like, I tried to keep my energy up as much as I could, but nah, man, I didn't even want nobody to say nothing crazy to me while I was rapping. I had the wrong energy that day. Know what I mean? So, yeah, bro, that I was preparing for Big Chauncey, and I lost my only brother. Know what I mean? And know what I mean, rest in peace. But yeah, it ended up being really tough. So know what I mean, I get it when I look at battle rappers that like they lose people and it affect their prep, and I don't think that's an excuse to like, know what I mean, not continue your business on a regular basis. I think that there are situations that this shit ain't as big as your life, man. And I think that's very important to remember. Now, I mean, I think you gotta let the people know that shit. I'm at work, y'all. When you at work, and your people's, know what I mean, or you go through, you leave and work. That's the first thing you want to do is call off. Know what I mean? You want a week grievance, pay, you want that, and you think HR owe you that. And then we hear, know what I mean, in a conglomerate where HR is gonna allow that. And then we got our audience, you feel me, who's more so the people that don't like it. I mean, I think that the people that are missing the battles that they want to see are probably the only people that are really upset about a battle rapper, you know what I mean, having a real life outside of this shit. But I don't want that to go over as an excuse where everybody just start missing battles because of some shit. You know what I mean? That's definitely not what I'm saying. Being a guy that's inconsistent with showing up for battles is absolutely not a good thing. Yeah.
Why isn't there more discussion on mental health and anxiety and things of that nature within the battle rap culture? It seems to be more about spoken about, behind closed doors. Why isn't that brought up enough in the forefront?
I think it requires a certain type of rapper to even touch those type of topics. Some of these guys' content don't match. We don't want to hear the message from them. It won't hit the same. Um, but more than anything, I just think the audience don't. I mean, as much as they want to tell you that they want to hear it, I don't think that the mental health guy is going to be as prominent career-wise in battle rap right now. The avenue hasn't been created anyway, so like that's important in itself. The first person that do it, like they're not going to be wholesomely accepted. And I think the fear of somebody starting that lane, or being the leader and having to then continue down that road is what stopped people from even going there. I could give you a round or two about, my experience, but then is the culture then gonna say Geans is the mental health spokesperson and we need to expect Geans to lead us to the path of the rest of the mental health speaking rappers? I don't want that title. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's somebody that could carry it. I could carry it if it was something that I was seeking to bring as a part of my character. And but I just think that it requires somebody to just do it. The same way where we like when people, he talking that shit, he talking to his soul. You know what I mean? We like that real talk. But I mean, the real talk it's another thing. It's too exposing. I think that in order for me to get across to my audience that I am well versed in the topic at all, I gotta have some experience. So if I'm gonna be talking about this topic, the first thing they're gonna do is look beneath the bars, because that's what they do. Try to break my mental health down and try to figure out, am I okay? That's the first thing that you do. It's almost an open door to what's going on inside your head. And I think people use this sport to escape those issues. Letting them out could very much so serve as an escape, I believe, though.
Yeah. All right. Drug culture. How prevalent is it in battle rap? We don't hear about it, but drugs or just any form of medication. I hear Calico and others mention like how many of these battle rappers be on Adderall just to focus and stay, locked into things. How
Yeah,
for those who don't know behind closed doors, like how prevalent is that within the battle rap culture?
I think it's a few black sheep, bro. Um, I'm not trying to point no elbows or nothing like, but I mean, in the world there are drug addicts. So you could imagine that if you bring together a population of people and create a world, in that world there will be drug addicts. You know what I mean? So they're out there. I don't think that everybody that's out doing a bunch of battles is on Adderall trying to remember their lines, though. I think that This it's all about leadership for real, man. Like I wanna like make it sound good, but it's really all about leadership for real. There's somebody out there that really cares, and they're not Christian, they're not a war, and I feel like I'm comfortable with using this name in this regard. You know what I mean? And they because with being a Christian, the saga, these guys that carry on this positivity that they kind of embody with their angle, then in order to be the guy who brings light to drug culture inside of battle rap, you then limit your pen. I take away a whole, you know what I mean? Like I can't even hit this nail on the head anymore because I'm trying to stop the drug culture from being perpetuated. And you know what I mean? So now that I've made myself that, I take that out. Then I say, okay, I'm gonna focus on mental health. So now I can't talk about crazy. Like I even can't say certain words that are disrespectful to people. You know what I mean? Social anxiety becomes part of my, I gotta avoid these topics now unless I'm teaching. So I think a lot of people, even the people that want to, like me, for instance, I would love it. I would love it. But what I can't do to myself is put my pen in this box. And that would literally take away just so much more that I have to offer.
I got rivals with leagues, competition. At some point, is it healthy still, or at some point will it be hurtful going forward for the culture?
Absolutely going to be hurtful. 100% going to be hurtful. Everybody, I'm not saying anybody is going to lose in particular. You don't have to feel like you losing when you losing. That's the thing about this shit. Ultimately, like people could have more, but they're choosing to not have more, which ultimately is a loss that you're taking. You just never seen the game first. You know what I mean? So with the growth and the avenues, the platform, just expansion that I see going on right now, I think that battle rap as a unified conglomerate throughout would absolutely be a necessary thing in the future to avoid loss.
Geans, man, thanks so much, bro. This has
Oh
been
yeah,
dope.
man. Oh yeah, man. Look, I always love coming through, chopping it up with you. Them questions, I look, he was jumping off the page. I'm like, oh shit, where we going? Let me
Hell